What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Magic Pat, the Purple Worm DM, and we're starting another video for you. Today, we are going to talk about funny things that have happened in my D&D sessions. Either I played or was DMing. We will try to do this every Wednesday, if, it's possible. And also, as the channel grows, I would like for y'all to send in your stories, and I will pick some and read them out. So, just kind of share our adventures that everybody has in their sessions, and it doesn't have to be D&D. It can be, Pathfinder, Shadowrun, whatever everyone's playing. So let's get right into it. So for this first video that we're going to do today, I actually wanted to talk about one of my most favorite things that have happened in any session that we've ever been a part of. We were playing Horde of the Dragon Queen. A friend of ours was the DM, and my sister was actually playing in this session with us, and she was playing a Gnome Rogue, which turned out to be an amazing character named Twig. To give you a little bit of a backstory, our DM set up the campaign to where there was a big bandit camp that you had to go into, and there was a cave that had like dragon eggs in it, and we were supposed to go in and infiltrate the cave. So when we were in there, everybody had to split up. The party was actually split, believe it or not. And we picked different sections of the camp that we had to go to try to get information. Now, there was a big tent in the center of the camp. It was the high-ranking generals and commanders of the Dragon Queen's army. They had the dragon, or half-dragons, not dragonborn, they're half-dragons, Langdorosa. There were several human generals inside this bandit camp. We were not really supposed to go inside the tent. We were supposed to get information around it from other soldiers, then make our way into the cave. Now, the funny part is that our DM did not have anything planned inside that tent. We were never supposed to go in there. One of the generals was walking by and happened to be in the area that my sister was playing her character. And, as a gnome rogue, she had really high stats. She rolled really good. And she was just kind of sitting behind, I can't remember if it was a rock or a barrel, and she was watching this general walk towards the tent. Now, like I said, we're not supposed to go in there. We were supposed to just get information around it and go inside the cave. However, as the general walks by, my sister asked the DM, she said, "Is the sun out?" And she was like, "Yeah, absolutely, the sun is completely out. There's, it's bright." And she goes, "Is the character that I'm following, does he have a shadow?" And the DM was like, "Yeah, of course he's casting a shadow." She goes, "I'd like to stealth and jump in his shadow behind him." The look of shock on our DM's face was amazing, because this could have completely derailed everything. And in a way, it really did derail stuff. So she told her, "You can absolutely try." It wasn't with disadvantage, but she told her it was a really high DC to actually be inside this character's shadow and not get noticed, walking down the middle of the camp, like straight through the middle. Oh boy. So she rolled her dice and got a really high roll. I'm trying to think. I want to say it was between 23 to 26. It was a crazy number. So our DM was like, "Yeah, you're stealthing in the shadow. What do you want to do?" And she told her, "Well, I want to pull my hood up." So she had a hood made for her character that's really dark, and it's very cat-like. It had cat ears, all that good stuff. She's like, "I want to just hide in the shadow, follow him, and if anybody looks, since I'm so small, I want to try to make myself look kind of feline, so they think maybe it's just a stray cat inside the camp." So she does, and she makes her take a stealth check, every couple of, not feet, it wasn't quite that many rolls, but every few yards, she was like, "Okay, I'm back to your character, you need to try to roll stealth again." And every single time, she rolled between a 23 and a 26. Every single roll. We even made her swap dice, and on her next roll with those dice, she still rolled between 23 to 26. She actually made it inside the tent with the generals and all of the the lieutenants and everything of the Dragon Queen's army. We actually had to take a pause right there in the game because our DM did not have anything planned inside there. What happened after that was pure chaos. She went inside the tent and she was able to stay stealthed inside this person's shadow, which I don't even remember what character it was, some high-ranking character in that campaign. She stayed hidden in that shadow the entire time. And, our DM is like panicking, trying to figure out how to make stuff, inside the tent. What are they talking about? Good old DM stuff, just on the fly, making the story happen. So she goes through, she falls around, and then she decides she wants to leave his shadow. She wants to walk around the tent like a cat, try to make them think that she's a cat in there so that she can hear and get more information on what the Dragon Queen is doing. Continues to roll high. I think the lowest roll throughout this entire session was like a 22. And it was just like she could not roll lower than a 22. That's with her, stats and everything. And I remember sitting there with just like mind blown because it completely, in a way, derailed the session because it was such an important thing happening that we had to concentrate everything on it. Now, one of the crazy things about her character is she gave her character a flaw. So as a Gnome Rogue, her flaw is that if she sees anything shiny, anything worth value, that she is drawn to take it. She has to try to steal it. Has to. And as she's walking around in there, our DM casually puts out that there's a bunch of treasure that people have brought as tribute to the Dragon Queen. And so this is where things start to get off the rails. So she tries to, while stealthing and looking like a cat, tries to take one of the big rubies or jewels or it's something. And this is the first time that she failed a roll. She got less than a 15. So they all saw her. They notice her reaching for it. They see her. She's a little obscured. I think she's behind like a chair. But they see her reaching out from behind the chair to grab it. So they don't see the hand. They just see the black cloak moving. The DM asked her what she wants to do. And she said, I want to just meow like a cat. Make them think I'm a cat. Told her to roll deception. Rolls again like a 25. So she failed a roll, they notice her, then she does a deception, and now they think she's a cat in the tent. So she goes to continue taking the jewel, she gets it in her pocket, and about the time a new person, it's I want to say another general, it's a human wizard or something like that, walks in and does his investigation or whatever check, I can't remember what check it was, and notices her character rolled higher than her stealth. And he just looks at him and goes, what is this? And the other characters, the half-dragons, are like berating him, talking about how he's just a mere human, blah, 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 blah. You shouldn't even be here. And he turns and goes, I'm a mere human, but I'm the only one here that notices the gnome over here in the corner acting like a cat. And so, completely busts it. So she, I don't even remember how she rolled or what she rolled, but basically she had to scramble to get out of the tent, and we had to make a hasty retreat and try to figure out what we're going to do, which left the whole camp on high alert. And to this day is probably one of the best rolls in succession for stealth and deception that I have ever seen. Completely derailed the whole thing. We basically spent the entire game in awe watching her character try to get out of this situation. And I want to say that because of it, how it went, it ended up making the whole thing harder for us instead of giving us more information, because now the camp is looking for spies that are trying to infiltrate the whole thing. Just tier 1 shenanigans. To this day, best stealthing deception, 10 out of 10. I would recommend.